Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back from the OPTC video, and in today's video, we're diving into some Pirate King adventures for what I believe to be the best strat to play the game without any of the new batch starting from the very beginning. So as you guys can see over here, we are on my baby account, which does have a lot of good characters for point boosting, but I'm actually going to use this account to showcase how I believe the best way to get to the 500 turtles in the first 14 days is going to be for people that don't summon on the new batch, only have a couple of the recommended characters, and how you guys can easily play this game mode to get the most gains out of it. So before we actually dive into the game mode, we're going to head over to the home screen, we're going to hit the notice, and we're going to take a look at the recommended characters. Now, as you guys will see, the recommended characters obviously are heavily swayed towards the batch. Now, this game mode has come out to drastically increase the value of the end of month batch. That seems like what they're trying to do because no one summons on the end of month batch anymore. Everyone waits to Kazuna and Treasure Map because rightfully so, they're on that banner. So how do they make these characters relevant besides the turtle farming event that everyone auto-summoned? They created PKA, and this is what we have. So as you can see, the new batch are going to give you 3 drops for the legends, 2 drops for the rare recruits, but we're not looking at that. We're going to scroll down. Now, if you are new to the game and you haven't done any PKA or you haven't done the turtle farming event, like you can see here with Marco, you're probably not going to have this character. But for everyone else that's been playing the game for the last couple months, or if you're a long-term player, endgame player even, you're going to have this particular character. Next month, this spot should be Roger. Roger's the very first PKA character. This spot here should be Gold D Roger. As for the next amount of boosts, you have the 75% chance being Buggy, Shanks, Raybarn, and Whitebeard from the Raybarn Whitebeard batch. Now, these characters will obviously change, and these characters here are devoted and targeted towards the mid-map boss. So for this particular PKA, we verse Odin, and these characters are going to be very, very good against Odin once you get to the high echelon of levels. Next, we go down and we see the 50% chance to add 1 extra drop. We have the 5+ Luffy. Now, hopefully, fingers crossed, that Luffy as well as the Psy Straw Hats are boosted every single month. As of right now, we do not know if these are all going to be boosted. However, in Treasure Map, they are all boosted all the time. So if you're a new player, hopefully you have these characters. If you're a long-term player, you probably have a lot of these point farming characters. We don't know if these are all going to be boosted all the time with a 30% chance of a drop, but hopefully that they are. Like, for the love of God, I hope that all these characters are boosted every single month. And ideally, we're going to try and find ways to implement these characters, or if you're lucky enough to have some of these characters on your teams to get the most out of your games. But how are we going to do that in PKA? Let's dive in and let's take a look. Alright, so as you can see, before we dive in, as you can see, we are sitting at pirate level 59. So right before 60, because 60 will give an increase in the debuffs and will make the content harder. So let's dive in and let's take a look at what map we actually get. Now, if you don't have the batch, if you have none of the batch at all, you always want to target the mid-map boss. And as you can see, we have Odin sitting right there. As for everything else on the map, basically, you just want to farm up stuff like Zoro if you're an endgame player. So once you hit the 500 totals, you can speed farm to level 100 because the rewards at level 90 and 100 all the way to 150 do give you more gains. But we'll talk about that once we get to the end of the video. But if you're an endgame player, picking up Zoro and prioritizing Zoro is going to be in your best value because once you hit the 500 totals, you don't need to use the booster list anymore. You can literally use whatever you like. Yes, you're probably going to have to stall. Yes, it's probably going to take longer. However, you only need to play this 5 times a day. That's the upside here. 5 times a day, anytime that you want to do it at all. Even 3 times a day. You don't have to use your meat as well. And then that way, you can get up higher. Sanji and Usopp are going to help as well. But I really think for endgame players that Zoro is going to be your best option. As for Luffy and Nami, For new players, they're going to work nicely. They're great for getting extra gains, especially if you find stuff like rainbow chests along the way. So you can definitely level them up. However, all of these characters give you stats, as you can see there. So whatever characters that you are using a lot of to do more damage, they're probably the characters that you're going to want to prioritize. But as for this, for endgame players as well, I do think this whole map system is an absolute placebo to make it more fun and more interactive. So I really like it, but I do understand why the novelty will probably wear out for a lot of players. So that's the way the cookie crumbles. You'd also need to do 30 PvP matches. So targeting the PvP match in the early stages is going to be the best play. So what I do believe that most players should do is start at level 40, speed run Odin up to level 59. As you can see, my Odin is level 58. We're gonna basically just go towards Odin, so that way we can start taking a look at this particular fight. But we're gonna just pick up what we can pick up along the way. We'll just grab that Luffy, like, why the hell not? And then we're gonna dive into Odin. So as you can see, once you land on Odin, you have the opportunity to stay at level 58 and just continuously farm Odin on level 58. You can go up 1 level to 59, or you can go up 3 levels to 61. Now, if you click on this guide button, it shows you basically what Odin does. So Odin is going to do all of these nasty effects at level 20 to 40. Level 20 to 40 is incredibly easy. I would recommend everyone, if the Straw Hats are boosted every PKA, I would recommend everyone start at level 40. Because at level 40, this boss, and even Roger, is not challenging at all. If you have some sockets, if you have 5+ Luffy with his level limit break plus and his limit break expansion, as a captain, with a friend captain, whatever the new character is, you're going to do absolute work and it's going to do absolute bits. So we do need 1 turn of attack down, bind on the middle row, despair removal, the boss is going to change to quick, and then once you hit level 60, this is where things start to get very, very challenging. Now, if you don't have that batch, the Raybarn or the Whitebeard batch, or whatever batch is boosted for that particular Pirate King adventure, this is going to start getting very, very challenging. So what I would recommend doing for majority of players, even endgame players that want to maximize their total gains, is get to level 59 and stay at level 59. Until you hit the 500 turtles, just stay at level 59. It's going to make it nice and easy, just like auto farming the 30 stamina. But let's take a look at that. Alright, so here we go. This is what our team looks like. As you can see, like, we aren't rocking the craziest of stuff. We're using the Scythe Straw Hats and the free-to-play Marco. If you don't have that free-to-play Marco or whatever PKA character is boosted if you're a new player, you're just going to have to use one of the other Straw Hats, and, like, it could be a little bit more challenging, but once you start building up your PKA, you're going to start building up these characters, and you should be in good stead there. As you can see, my sockets, they look pretty nice because I've invested a little bit into these particular characters. But if you don't have the sockets, it's fine because we're so early in the fights that we're not overly worried. We have a friend captain Luffy Yamato for this particular PKA, but for whatever PKA you're fighting, whatever legend comes out for that month, that's the character that you're going to want to put in that particular spot. We can literally just hit auto and, like, we can just let this rock. Like, this fight has incredibly low HP and doesn't do a lot of crazy shenanigans. So, taking this on, it's not a big concern. Like I said, speed farming your way to level 59 is going to be the play, and then just sort of sitting there. So once you're ready to go, you can sort of go a little bit higher. But as of this moment, we are not 100% certain if the turtles scale depending on your level. I would imagine that the drop rate for each turtle, being turtles over cola, elder turtles over regular turtles, and then Hime turtles over elder turtles, would be a little bit higher the higher you actually attain your levels. But as you can see, like, it's not super challenging. It's not super challenging at all. Even if the friend captain doesn't boost all of the Straw Hat characters, Luffy is always going to boost that particular character that is boosted. So I really hope that the Scythe Straw Hats are boosted every single PKA. I am led to believe that they will be boosted every single PKA, mainly because they're boosted on Treasure Map. But I might be wrong there. And once the next PKA comes around, we will actually look into that and sort of see what is coming. And I'll obviously do a video on that as well. But if you guys are watching this particular video early, hopefully this is going to give you an idea on how to sort of speed farm this. Hopefully you guys haven't got Odin up to such a ridiculous level, and you can actually still farm out turtles on the Odin fight. I do believe that Odin, or the minimap boss, whatever you want to call it, has been put there to really help players maximize their turtle gains. And obviously, like, if you're playing the game here as well, like, you're going to beat this fight a lot easier than what you can see on auto mode. I just wanted to click auto just to show you guys that, like, this is not overly challenging at all. And even, like, with not maxed limit break, with not crazy units, just literally a friend captain. And remember, as I said to you in the very first episode, you really want to make sure you pick a good player and pick someone that is going to help out your account. Like I said, my door's open. Send me a DM on Discord. There's a lot of players on Discord that will happily take you on as that new player bonus if you are going to hang around the game. Now, as you can see, literally just with the 1 guaranteed boost and the 3 from our, what's it called? The 3 from our friend captain, we did pick up 7 turtles. So 7 turtles right there. We did get lucky with an extra drop, either from the Luffy or our crew. So we did get an extra drop there. And obviously, we could get more there. There is the chance of getting more. But 7, lock it in your brains. Leave it there. Because we still have the Roger fight to go, which is also going to give us more turtles. The turtles on the map, or when you beat Odin, they do not count, as far as I'm aware, to your turtle tally. But for a new player, picking up these turtles is great. Picking up Cola is great. As well as being an endgame player, picking up some of these rewards is going to help out too. But if you have the batch, you do not need to fight Odin. You could speed farm your way to the end because you're going to get so many drops. You do not need to take on this fight. So for my account, I'm going to pick up the Elder Turtles because I actually really need level up materials. We're going to go here to pick up a chest. That way we can level up some characters. A gold Zoro. I really like the gold Zoro, but I really want to level up Usopp some more, because Usopp is going to boost my Psy characters, which obviously the Psy Straw Hats are. Now we're going to take on PvP. Now, you do want to try and do PvP as much as possible in the early game, especially if you're an early player, because the Psy Straw Hats are incredibly good in PvP. I actually should have probably clicked that team. This is the team that I'm using for PvP, but as you can see, this fight, it's not challenging at all. There is a more challenging PvP fight, but this fight, it's not overly challenging. It's not difficult. So you can use those Psy Straw Hats to take down the 4-man team that you see. I do apologize. I really should have selected that. But if you're an endgame player, like something like this team that you see that I'm using is probably something that you're going to have. Just way more investment and way better. But even the core, if you're a new player, if you have the free-to-play Dofi, Mihawk, and the free-to-play Odin, you can build out a pretty good core slasher team and just win like you saw there. It's pretty easy stuff. But you do need to do 30 of these fights. So prioritize this early. So once you do start like boosting levels, you don't have to worry about taking on PvP fights, especially if you just see the harder ones. So that was PvP. Very, very easy. You also gain scrolls at the end of the fight. And as a new player, I definitely need these scrolls. It's something that I'm going to be prioritizing. But you can also get Cola and you can also get fun stuff there. We got a gold Sanji. We're just going to maximize our gains for this account. If we see gold, we're going to take gold. Cola's nice, but I do want Saki just for a little bit later because I do have some characters on this account. And now we move on to Roger. Now, as you can see, I have hit level 59 of Roger. Remember, if you click on this guide, you will see that Roger is going to get harder after level 60. So if you know that you can't beat level 60 with your highest amount of boost, stay on level 59 and just rock 59 until you can actually get as many gains as possible. Once you hit 500, you don't have to use the boost list anymore. You can go from there. But as you can see, this level 40 fight is not challenging at all, provided the Straw Hats are boosted every single time. Provided they're boosted, we're really praying for that. But even still, with the point boosted characters nowadays, like the point farming events, and hopefully with whatever's boosted for that month, and we'll do this video like every single month for you guys too, so don't stress there. But taking on level 40 should be like auto-farming the 30 stamina event. In my opinion, level 40 to 60 seems to be the same as the 30 stamina. But in today's video, with the Psy Straw Hats, we're going to try and take on level 60 plus. So let's take a look and let's do some team building there. Unfortunately, there is no way of building out a team that can take down Roger at level 60 plus that doesn't involve replacing Marco. So Marco is our guaranteed extra drop. So unfortunately, we do need to make sure that we bring him because the debuffs that Roger do on stage 4, we need attack down and special bind. And then on the final stage, we need damage reduction and paralysis. Unfortunately, that requires us to bring 4 different Straw Hats, which would then replace the Marco slot. However, you can use some supports if your account is a little bit established. But we're going in with the assumption that you're not. But if you are, you definitely can trial doing 60 plus. And as I mentioned, every month on my main account as well, if you guys would like, let me know in the comment section below. I'll build out a point boosted team that doesn't involve the new batch every time I get to this particular stage. And if I don't have the batch myself, I'll definitely be doing that anyway. So, if you can't do level 60 plus with your highest boosted team, you just, again, just like Odin, want to stick to this level 59. So what we're going to do is, we're going to click on the first little icon, which is level 59. That is going to keep us at level 59 every single time we run it. Now, this was the team that I was trying, but I just couldn't get the special bind. So, once again, just like the Odin fight, we are bringing a friend captain, Luffy Yamato, Straw Hats, and that 1 extra boost. And let's dive in. As mentioned, level 40 to 60, or 59, is not challenging at all. It's very similar to running the 30 stamina point farming event. Now, I'm under the impression that at level 60, you'll get those extra debuffs, but it does say level 60 plus. So it might be level 61, and if that's confirmed, you can always speedrun to level 60 and sort of just sit at level 60. I might trial that next on this account because I do have some characters from doing some summons on Anniversary, because Anniversary, it's one of the best times to summon. So if you're a new player and you are saving still, throw some multis at these banners because you're going to get a lot of gems and there's a lot of value on part 1 for those first 6 multis. Coming up against Shanks and Buggy, as you can see, all they do is remove sound effects. Nothing too crazy. We're going to pop our Luffy special here. We get 3 turns of an attack boost to Psy, and they're just going to melt. Like, it's literally that easy. Like, this 40 to 60 or 40 to 59, whichever one it is very, very simple. And I do believe that the higher that you go, the more chance of you getting extra total drops rather than cola. Plus, it's also going to make it easier to speed farm those higher levels later on. So we use Marco to get around the burn here. Robin can get around the attack down. And then we can just, again, attack with our side characters. They've also still got that attack boost. Super nice, super easy, super hunky-dory. As you can see, we take down that stage easy peasy. On the final stage against Roger. Now, this Roger final stage is kind of built to be taken down by the new legend. So, we're going to switch with Luffy Yamato. We're going to use the Luffy Yamato special. They give us an attack boost. They give us an orb boost, and they give us color affinity. And then, literally, without removing the damage reduction, you can kill. Like, you can bring someone for the damage reduction like we did with Frankie. But as you can see there, they easily kill. Easily. So, no issues whatsoever. Sticking to level 59 or 60, whichever one it is, and hopefully, the Straw Hats are boosted every single time, means that we can get the most out of our drops. Now, even on a really bad run, just like that, we still picked up 11 turtles along the way. 11 turtles. Normally, I'm averaging around 14 to 15, but even with getting 11 turtles, it's going to maximize your ability to get to that 500 turtle mark a lot quicker. Remember, you can do this 5 times a day. If you get 11 turtles every single day, you're getting 55 turtles. It's going to take you 10 days to get to your maximum amount. And that's on a really, really bad run. So it is very, very achievable. It is very, very doable without the characters. And I do believe that this is going to be the play moving forward for a lot of players to maximize the chop mem missions as well as their fun playing PKA. On top of that, you do have these rewards for clearing high levels. Now, you do get Super Cola, red tickets, copies of the new PKA character for completing up to level 90. Once you hit level 90, all of the rewards start just becoming stuff like Cola, Turtles, Bounty, green tickets, which is really, really nice to have. Don't get me wrong, but for a new player, you really just want to make sure that you can guarantee level 90. And I'm sure there'll be a lot of videos floating around to help you guys out with getting up to these levels. And hopefully the straw hats will get you to at least level 80. But that will be a video for another day. As for now, that's going to wrap it up. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure to go down there, belt the like button for me, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. If you have any other ideas or you have any other ways that you think will help players, please let them know in the comment section below. And if you disagree with anything that I've said or you want to touch on anything I've said, please let me know down there as well. Like I said, thank you for watching. I'll catch you all in the next one.